the unique opportunity in kindergarten to build a foundation. And if we build it with the community, it's even better. So if we get as many people and families involved as a unit, then we're going to make them more successful as they go.
In addition, some of the new parents or the move-ins or the ones coming late, they can build a community with their parents and become, so that the kindergarten parents become a support for them too. The other thing is our late entrants. We have a decent number signed up, but there's going to be more. So we can meet and kind of bring them into the fold as late as August 4th, and they still will have kindergarten
Right.
orientation.
Right, whereas in the past, we would make up the list of the kids who are gonna get the program at about this time of the year. And then that's it. Anybody who shows up in the district later, anybody who signs their kid up later, doesn't get any information at all. So we felt like that was a missed opportunity to meet those people.
And also, these are very engaging. Like, this is gonna be a buzz in the community so that we can entice the people to come. And it will be fun. It won't be like, learn how to use your scissors, you know? I guess we're not doing that during the bounce house one, right?
No scissors in the bounce house, but we probably have like insurance on that or something.
Yeah, so we've thought this through. But yeah, this is going to be a real, come to our school, be part of our community, be part of our,
Well, another thing we noticed through talking with kindergarten teachers in other districts, there is a sort of a push to get people involved before their kid turns 5. So that's why the partnership with the Dolly Parton Imagination Library would be a great, I mean, I was at the cake event on Saturday and Sunday, whatever day it was. Yeah, I was here. And there were a lot of incoming kindergartners there, and I'm like, that's a great population. That's a great, if we could partner with them for something and have something where we get those preschoolers excited about school, then our question of how many kids are coming isn't such a, a wonder. How many are going to show up in the third week of August, If we just make a connection with them early, that would be a benefit. So that's in our, like I said, our future plan is to increase this and have events throughout the year.
and in Adams County, there are, I'm like thinking of at least 4 districts that have this type of scenario where the parents are coming.
We didn't copy it. We made it up ourselves, but.
Oh, no, this is legit Littlestown. But what I'm saying is, they reach out to the family. No, I'm saying we're behind them, because they're
We're going to be
reaching out.
above the fold. Yeah, in Gettysburg Times.
We are following them. They are reaching out to their families a lot earlier. And even one district, we were just at a meeting with all the districts, they are already making their rosters. That's how many registered students are already involved in their school.
Honestly, I think the biggest thing about this is that we will include every child.
Yeah.
Every child will be invited to this, not just the 20 that show. Every child. And then families can come, and that's, when you're looking at bouncy houses and pets and, that's the draw. That's how we get them in. And then once we get them there, then we can teach them. And then we can observe them and we can kind of pull those parents into our fold and say, okay, this is what we need. So that's what we're just trying to find, things that will increase the community saying, we gotta go to that. Let's mark it on our calendar.
Right.
Well, that's great, and I'm sure you guys are going to have some great marketing for it and advertisement and
I do not know. They've been working on this for a few months, a couple of months now. Well, probably longer than that, because I think we met a couple of months ago, and really, they talked about the outline and the goals behind it and the purpose. I think they've done a nice job of putting it together and trying to reach every single community.
Mary and Steve, do you guys have any questions?
No, very good job, thank you.
And we would, I'll request, if we could, after the beginning of the school year, maybe around September or so, if you all would be willing to come back and give us an update on how it went this summer.
Sure,
Yeah,
don't
so
miss
we'd
it.
love you to come.
Yes, we'd love to see you all in the bounce house.
Yeah.
A little extra set of hands.
Yeah,
No scissors.
absolutely. Absolutely.
I'll teach you how to use it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
If I could, real quick before we start, Erica. So I did have the pleasure of going in and observing Erica. She was here in our district. I asked Dawn if she was getting agent fees for, Dawn couldn't say enough of great things about Erica. I met her at a career fair in Millersville, did a screening with her, went in and observed her classroom. I don't know if you knew if I was coming or not.
No, I
She
did
did a wonderful job, working with a small group when I came in on coding, learning very basic learning reading, and some students were working on their writing, and they came up, and she very quickly checked without giving them the answer. She was asking very good questions of them, making them think, so I'm excited to have her join our staff.
Thank you.
It's going to be a great
Thank you, everyone.
The public would love to see this.
I'm sorry.
The public would love to see that. We have no idea what you guys are
Oh,
talking
it's
about.
coming on here.
Is it okay?
Yeah,
Hand up?
absolutely, please.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, we do. We just need to hand it out.
I'm sorry.
Right, it wasn't approved, so we didn't really want it out
Oh, that's
in the
fine.
community.
But you can post things, right?
Yeah. It will be advertised. Once it gets to the board, the board says, yeah, it has to be.
I know, but I asked him before.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I love you.
All right, so the remainder of our presentation, Sharon.
Thank you. So the first part of the presentation tonight is the resources and the curriculum, either proficiency scales or planned instructional guide. These are all the courses that were approved back in November or December when we did the post-selection guide. So these, we approved the courses for the course selection guide in the fall, and then throughout the winter and then early spring, the teachers write those, finalize the planned instructional guides and the proficiency scales. And then with two of the courses with the AP, we needed textbooks to go with it. I believe I mentioned that back when the courses were approved. So the first one is AP Psychology. You can see before you the planned instructional guide. This is right from College Board. It's pretty scripted as to what has to be taught, the concepts, competencies, the learning activities, and then how they would be assessed, and the different performance tests that they need to accomplish. At the end, it's on the back of the second page in your handout, or if you're looking at it electronically, if you scroll down, you'll see the textbook, which is the one that was recommended by AP College Board. The Meyer Psychology for the AP course, 4th edition, 2024. So it is their planned instructional guide and their textbook for AP Psychology. Any questions for AP Psych? The next one is very similar, AP Human Geography, another course that was approved back in the late fall, early winter. So again, all of the standards from College Board for this course, the concepts, competencies, learning activities, performance tasks, and then the textbook that is recommended for this course. Why it's so hard to find these textbooks. Just says Human Geography for the AP course, and it's Copyright is also 2024. Any questions? The next few that we're going to go over are just the proficiency scales that were written. So I do believe I talked earlier this year too about with the new weight and cardio center that they were going to split out the strength and conditioning and the strength and the cardio. So you can take strength courses or you can take the cardio and conditioning. So this is their proficiency scales based on the health and PE standards for this new course that was also put back in the late winter, early fall. So this details the standards that they will be hitting, to what extent the students will be being proficient in it, the foundational skills that they need, and then how they'll be assessed. And that was for cardio and conditioning. Gettysburg Fact versus Fiction. This is one of the new electives for the 7th and 8th grade course. Again, the proficiency scales. So you'll see on the left-hand side of the document are the standards or eligible content that is being used in this course. The history standards, how it will be determined if students are meeting those proficiencies, the foundational skills, the resources that they're going to use, we already own in-house, so we're not purchasing anything for those. And then some of the other resources that they're going to be using for like closed notes, graphic organizers, that type of thing, and then how they will be assessed for Gettysburg Fact versus Fiction. And I don't know if you'll remember or not, but we had talked about they'll end that course around this time next year with a field trip to the battlefields. Any questions for that one? So then the next one is history through trivia, and the standards and eligible content for that. Most of these are also through the history, political science standards. So you will also see how students will be being proficient in this course, what kind of foundational skills they're learning or hoping to build, and then some of the resources, and then how they will be assessed are over in the right-hand corner, or the right-hand column. And then the last one that we have for proficiency scales has quite a few units on here, and this is the new pre-ELG course that we talked about needing at the high school level to help the students who are coming into 9th grade who are not quite ready yet for the Algebra 1 course. So these are all based on the pre-ELG, algebra standards, and eligible content through PDE, how they will determine if the kids are proficient, also how they are going to help with some of the interventions in building up those foundational skills so the kids will be ready for algebra when they go into 10th grade, and then some of the assessments that they will be using with them. This course, along with our algebra course and some of the courses in middle school, do use a resource. It's called Formative, which really helps the teachers develop the assessments. They can give immediate feedback. They can see the kids working as they're working on it. And go around and help them. It's not a program. I don't want you to think it's a program. So the teachers design the assessments in here, and then they can see the kids as they're working. The kids can take notes right in it. So it's very interactive, and it gives the teachers and the students immediate feedback on how they're doing it. Any questions on this? And then the last one we have, the last couple of years, we've had French 1 and French 2 textbooks that have been approved, and now we have students moving into French 3. So this is the next level for French 3, so the textbook that our students going into that level would need. So that is, I believe this will take them through French 3 and French 4, if I'm not mistaken. Any questions on those? The next section here, this is a little beefy, so stick with me here. And I may not be in exactly that. So if I'm, because I did it by content. So the first one that I have are the credit recovery for summer school. So we have a teacher for the middle school and a teacher for secondary who will help work with our students who need summer school to either do some remediation or some recovery for credit recovery. And this is mostly in July, and it's Nick Liberty and Mike Baker, and they've been doing our summer school for a number of years. Any questions on our summer school? It's pretty, we haven't necessarily changed. I mean, we've made some inter-program changes, but have been running summer school for a number of years. The next section of scope of work for the summer is the kindergarten teachers who you just met, and is preparing and planning for those evening events, attending those evening events, and then doing some outreach to families and communities. So the next bulk of summer scope that you have is for kindergarten. Also, at the elementary level, we have curriculum that needs to be revised with standards and some resources. So we have elementary, kindergarten is going to be also working on their ELA, and as well as third grade has some work on their ELA and fourth grade. And if you're wondering why there's some grades for like ELA in the elementary and some for math, when we get to math and it's not all of them, some of our teachers, excuse me, who have been working with letters are not as far ahead in the curriculum writing because they've been working on letters. Some of them have had some time where they've been able to work collaboratively throughout the year. So they're just kind of at different spots. So you'll see like not every single grade level is on here for this summer. If that was going to be a question for you. Kindergarten math, first grade math, second grade math, and fifth grade math, and our math interventionists are also asking for curriculum work to be done this summer. Again, that is ensuring that we are aligned to our eligible content, that our resources are aligned, and with our math interventionist, she will also, we're going to pull our iReady data from our third diagnostic, which hasn't happened yet, it'll happen later here in May. She'll be pulling that so that we can take a look at those scores and have some groupings ready to go at the beginning of the school year. So that's for the math. We've talked about SEALs coming aboard a lot this year, so you'll see that there is writing for science, grades 3 and 4. We gave some release time throughout the school year this year for one of our teachers to really start working on 5 with Mr. Powell, who's been working with those grade levels, so that's why 5th grade's not on here yet. So that was science. And then our last one is K-12. You heard Mr. Moran say his one kindergarten teacher is transitioning and she's going over to that ESL position, which is K-12. So she would like some time this summer to work, really, understand the curriculum, get it set up, get her resources in order, and her schedule of students so that she can meet their needs from school starts. So those are the scopes of work that we're asking this committee to recommend to move forward, and along with the proficiency scales and the research.
Do you have any questions about proficiency scales and the scopes of work? In terms of the curriculum development, so this is efforts for us to enhance our curriculum that we currently have being done by our teachers.
Yes.
Dr. Berman, to help answer Mr. Ball's question, we have a curriculum revision handbook that we put together for following. Does this fall into that?
Yes, so I'm not prepared to tell you which grade levels at which here tonight. That's on a huge spreadsheet. But yes, so some of them are still in year one where they are, and when I say year one, that doesn't mean we don't have curriculum for it. We have curriculum for it, but they are in year one of the cycle. Some of the curriculums are in year two, some are in year three, and some are in year four. And so each year of the curriculum cycle, I believe, did you get a packet last month in your board? Didn't you do the curriculum handbook in the last month? Oh, sorry. So you will have one. I did tell you to hold it, that's right. So you will get the curriculum handbook again, because it was approved last year. And so in year one, it details if somebody is in phase one of writing, what exactly it is they're doing during phase one. If somebody's in 2, 3, 4. Some of those years come with looking at pilots of resources. So if we are using a resource that, maybe we've used for a couple of years or longer, and it's not meeting the needs of our students, well, now we need to look at, do we need to pilot something different? Is it not aligned with the standards and eligible content? So there are a couple, I'll just give you a little preview